Buongiorno a tutti. Buongiorno a tutti. Innanzitutto benvenuti, avevo una domanda preliminare. Siccome questo incontro è di una natura specialistica, volevo capire se, visto che i relatori si esprimono tutti in lingua italiana, se preferite che l'incontro avvenga in inglese oppure continuiamo con l'italiano. È un sondaggio. Ok, benissimo. Hi everyone. The topic of this discussion is, sorry for my English, but I go on. The topic of the discussion is applied artificial intelligence in healthcare, a topic that Mario Draghi, former president of the European Central Bank, has included in his program to boost the European economy. In Trieste, there is an important reality of this sector, thanks also to the rule of two important scientific institutions and fabric of companies and startups. Now, I would like to introduce our guest. On my right, Diego Bravar, a pioneer in the biomedical sector and founder of innovative companies in Trieste, and founder and chairman of BioValley Investment Partner. Then Diego Spezzotti, on my left, Diego Spezzotti, sorry. On my left, a manager, CEO of Alifax, a biomedical company. And Stefano Demonte, manager, entrepreneur, has also founded companies in the field of scientific instrumentation for nanotechnologies. He is currently cluster manager of the Friuli Venezia Giulia Life Science Cluster, a district of this sector. Then Karin Malaspina, attorney, a consultant in copyright law, and a specialist in cybersecurity and technology. That is a topic very important when we discuss about artificial intelligence. Then I ask my guest to talk introduce the topic of our discussion. In particular, I ask to Diego Bravar to tell us about the Eurobiohightech 2024, that is recently took place in Trieste, discussing the developments in the biomed and biotech sectors.
Thank you very much, and thank you to you to be here. It's an honor for me every year to speak to so many young people as you are, and try to this year to say to you, to summarize what happened in this event, Eurobiohightech 2024, that yesterday we closed. We have in this event, only for giving some idea, more than 20 companies coming from this territory, Nord Est Italy, Alpe Adria region, USA, but also for research body or innovation body, private or public, that are helping this company in a cluster, for example, as Polo Tecnologico Alto Adriatico. Why we are together? No? Or we was together? Because during the discussion came out that we are in a period where the technology change very fast. Very fast means every year or every day something happens. And when we start our company, that are more or less young company, 10 years old, no? 20 years old, maximum, not 100 years old. The problem is that our people that are working, for example, in new technology, for example, as AI, they have to understand what is AI first. Second, they have to speak with and try to explain this new technology to the customers. Third, they have to take money from this investment, no? Because in the company, no, we are not able to survive if we are not able to have cost, but revenue superior to cost. I don't say immediately, but after 3 years, 4 years. The main problem that we have understood is the innovation what is coming during our events. Innovation is in university, in the research center. But after, we have to sell innovation through startups. So a startup must take the innovation and say, okay, I want to go to sell the innovation, but they are not able to sell nothing. It's difficult because for the innovation you have international market. So our idea was that maybe we have to put together, they suggest, to put together the startup, innovative startup, with a small company or with a large company as Alifax, that just now is in very many countries and is able to sell something. So this is the first question. All the things, the technology is changing very fast, and we have to understand this technology to put inside our organization and to sell. AI is an example, because if you imagine that today the market of AI is 50 billion euro, more or less, and in 10 years we will have a market of 1,200 million euro, and the economists say with a CAGR of 40%, means that the market is growing every year 40%, and you know that our country are growing 1, 2, 3, 5%. You imagine that is something very, very important that will change for sure our company, and the company that will not be able to introduce AI, as Mario Draghi said, for example, and changing with the AI, maybe they are out of the market. So a lot of companies will close. So this is the risk that we have, actual risk in the next 10 years. So this happen, and what are asking the company, these 25 or 20 companies, I say, listen, we have to work together with other stakeholders. So with the university, with the big industry, we are not able to remain alone. So this is my first consideration.
A question for all of you, particularly for Spezzotti and Demonte. I want to say, actually, what are the applications of artificial intelligence in a large company in the economy sector, but diagnostic biomedical sector?
Good afternoon to everybody. Of course, also I'm very grateful to be here and to have this opportunity to stay with you. Replying to the question, I mean, we start, the potential, I agree with Diego Bravar, the potential is great and will be probably crucial for the next success of the companies. Clearly, there are several implications that we will talk together probably. But coming directly to the question, mainly we are now applying tools that becomes from artificial intelligence or neural nets in the data management of our analytical system. So really we are improving the quality of the results, especially when the result is detected by a complex of factors and parameters. So it's clear that in that area, and when you have to handle several data that belongs from the system, the output is very complicated, and the artificial intelligence is, of course, a huge dramatic booster in this part. I have to say that also we are a middle company, of course, around 70 million turnover and with the 250 people. Clearly, the companies now are strongly regulated, strongly certificated. So there are several implications in moving forward in the things. And for that reason, I think we must be obviously supported by external parts. So the company by itself is very difficult, that can improve a lot. So what we are doing now is working together. For example, with CISA, we have a huge support in the development and application of artificial intelligence, because they have structured groups of study that since dozens of years they are working on that. Clearly, the factory is something that is very focused on the product, so we cannot compare our know-how to this kind of institution. So, under this point of view, I think it's what we are doing now. Of course, I said, is mainly the data management and the analytical evaluation application on the system. This is the most practical things that we are doing. Then there are a lot of ideas about implementing also internal processes in the company, like, for example, instruction, technical assistance, you can imagine, that can be provided automatically. You know, we are serving 150 countries, so it's clear that we cannot have one person that is speaking about Sri Lanka customer, and there are some real big problems sometimes. Artificial intelligence in this application could be extremely successful. And also implementing, for example, the idea is also to connect all our system. We have around 20,000 instruments working in the world. So to arrive to connect the system, accumulating all the analytical data and applying data management investigation by artificial intelligence, we can take out a lot of information and potential improvements that can be really interesting for the future. So the point is, as I said, that there is a bit of conflict in the companies between introducing innovation and respecting certification, rules, quality system that are really dramatic issues, because are really blocking a lot of potential things that can be finalized definitely in shortest time. Okay?
What pandemic changed in your strategic approach to the market?
Let's say that was a period, it was completely a full period, I mean, in which, let's say, mainly the revolution was more for the customer, I mean, because the customer that was performing 20 tests per day has to perform 2,000 tests per day. And so this, especially in the public environment, was a thing that, being mandatory, has been really create a change of mentality in the end user. Of course, there is a lot from us. There was clearly a moment of big success in commercial turnover, in these kind of things. We of course, companies capitalized a lot in this period thanks to this situation. I mean, there are also some other aspects. Means pandemic means that Europe bought a lot of tests and systems from China. China company improved a lot. They gained a lot of money. So now they are coming more and more aggressive and more competitive on our markets. So there are different aspects, positive and probably not completely positive aspect in this, but of course was a big change. For example, also in the company organization, you can imagine the boosting of the Teams, Zoom, the way to work, smart working. There were a lot of implications in that period, of course, but mainly these points.
Okay, Spezzotti, can you tell us about the application of artificial intelligence?
Stefano Demonte. So, okay, no, okay, but I understand the question. I want just to spend 2 words about a cluster. Why is existing a cluster in our region? To give some answer to Diego and also to Spezzotti. We are managed from Polo Tecnologico Alto Adriatico is our entity, but we are financed by our region authorities. What is the idea? The idea is to give some answer to this question you have just learned now. It's to put together big companies, small companies, university and so on. To put together, you should have some instruments. A cluster is an instrument. My personal experience is from some companies, okay? And this helped me and my staff to have a real good approach to such kind of world, that is the companies, the small, medium companies. And what we have in our hands? In our hands we have about 18 million euros, okay? It's big money, but the question was what to do with this money? How to spend really for companies, for what they need, not what the politician thinks about. Okay, it was done a strong, a lot of work together to think about this, and the result, the first result was some grants, okay, that we have just started, of 3 kinds of grants. One is call for ideas, okay, to have a challenge for, give an awards for an innovative ideas in life science. Innovative, okay, it's not enough. The second part is more interesting, that they, okay, take the price, 10,000 euros is not so much, but the winner have the opportunity to have 150,000 euros to transform this idea into a research and development project here in our region, together other companies, big, small, medium, or universities. And this is a positive contamination of our region. And it is a win-win game, because we have just started the first batch. We have, in few months, have 76 appliants. 11 was the winner. Half were from our region. The other half was outside our region, from Italy, and sometimes we received some questions also from outside Italy. That means 2 things. We are interesting for outside. We have some entities that really are challenging. We have some innovative ideas, I think so. And our approach is open, display. Just to talk about artificial intelligence, because this many of the applicants has a project also that is not based only on, include artificial intelligence for life science, to have some image analysis and so on, a lot of application, you know. Then this is a really positive approach on this side. Then we have another, the third, okay, grant is that we, in our region, have a lot of investment in R&D from many years, okay? We have really fantastic research centers, universities, okay? But they develop some project until a certain level. We have defined this level as a technology readiness level. To give a number, okay, to understand where this innovation arrive to the market, okay? The TRL start from 1 to 9. Okay, 1 is your idea, 9 you're ready to do on the market. We have some grants that we requested the research projects that the small, medium, and also big companies and also universities can put on our table. Should start at least from TRL 4. This means it's just tested in laboratory, for example. Okay, and we give a lot of money for arriving to 6, 7, and 8. We want to invest and to give some money to arrive to the market, because really everything here also one day have to be paid with some money, and this money will come from companies, from taxes, from investment. Okay, then every company has to sell, to have new products, and we really need to help them to be competitive and to be able to transform the idea and innovation also in business in the final part. And last things, everything of this process, okay, was managed by us, not as a cluster. That's a public-private structure, not from our region. Then we tried to have less bureaucracy, to have shorter times, because the company cannot spend 3-4 months just to understand if there are some possibility to win their grant or not. And they have to start, because if I give them the money 1 year later, in 1 year, the world is changed completely. This is only to give you an idea what we are doing all together, just as a system, as an ecosystem, with some big idea behind.
And regarding the public, the interaction, the connection between the public and private sector regarding your work, what do you think about it?
Okay, the public is our regional authorities, okay? And the private is the companies, and ourselves as a Polo Tecnologico Alto Adriatico as private public. Depends on the experience, but our experience is very positive, because as I said before, we have the opportunity to discuss with our region, really to design and to write, okay, the grant. That's a big opportunity for us. We understand a lot of, since a few years ago, I was a company that applied to such a type of grant, okay? I know all the difficulties, okay, all the time you need. Okay, with this cooperation, we hope to have just simplified some passage and to have faster time. We try to do this.
And Malaspina, the CISA is a symbol of the scientific system of Trieste. Potentially it's a unique reality in Italy, I think. But I want to say, how do shareholders and venture capitalists evaluate an artificial intelligence startup from your analysis?
Thank you very much. In my opinion, stakeholders and venture capitalists must evaluate an economic assessment previous to decide to give money to the company. And specifically in biotech and digital tech sectors, this step is necessary. There are many parameters that shareholders consider. Market share, potential market share, market distribution, marketing strategy, but also, especially, the quote of innovation involved in the project of the startup. And I agree with Stefano in this thing. So, a startup, more than a company in every sector activity, collect many data, collect a data set that is very important to consider the strategy of the company, the feasibility and the profitability of the projects of the market, and can give an idea of the prospect of realization of the innovative idea that company proposed to the shareholders. But in particular, after the pandemic period, I think that could be necessary have a customer-centric structure for the company project. Why? For many aspects. At first, the customer actually consider in particular way the ethical and the implementing aspects of the project of the company. Second, the data set are constituted by the information and the data that the same customer give to the company. Every access of the company's website, every proposal, commercial proposal, discount, bonus, every e-commerce strategy, and every proposal of digital marketing are at last many ways to collect data of the consumer. And these data are to be protected, engaged, managed, and also treated. But there are some situations in which the defense measure proposed by GDPR, European Privacy Act, or also by Artificial Intelligence Act, can stand up because we can think to pandemic period. If couldn't to have access to many data, sensitive data, not only demographic name, surname, or date of birth, sensitive data, we couldn't be possible to have a medical treatment in so very few months.
but we maybe the artificial intelligence from the privacy point of view, I mean the incredible big data information that we manage every day. There is a danger from the privacy, or for maybe the economic activities.
Okay, I think that, I'm sorry, but artificial intelligence at least is a very incredible tool to simplify a complex questions, a complex situations, okay? The difference is due to the person, the individual that use artificial intelligence systems. I think so. And a good policy, a good employment to change the cultural approach in the company with these systems could be a very good way to ensure and give the right defense against abuse to personal data. I think so.
Diego Bravar, help us to understand what are the application, the biomedical application. What happened in the healthcare sector where you are a guru, a great innovator? Tell us the future respect to this okay.
Yeah. So, what happened during our events, that some company, first of all, when we closed the event, one guide say, one chair say, maybe in this period you must be more, you must have more courage first, because when the things are changing, and more passion, and more generosity. So what is with AI this? It seems very strange, but no. Because when the things are changing, your way of thinking must change. Your way of... and for example, came out that some company coming from, I want to say, Alpe Adria countries are so courageous as a USA company. So what means this? When you have a place where the person have an economic problem, you want to change. You are determined to change your life. And maybe a company is the first possibility that you have for change your life. Maybe not after university, maybe you have to work in some place, in some university, you know, in some courses and so on. PhD, maybe you have to work in some big company, but at the end, if you want to do something, you have to become entrepreneurs. So this is the first problem with AI. The second, and after I will give you some example why. The second is you have to understand, yes, this new technology, for example. And this new technology, for example, my colleagues, now we come directly, yes, when we want to organize this event 2024, some company, we are a small company of 10 million euro, not 70 million, yes, but 10 million euro in 5 years, no? So we are growing. How we are growing? Putting together small company that have 20 years of history, because it's impossible to arrive to 10 million euro in 5 years. With a startup, it's possible, but very difficult. And after putting startups inside that are going for 100,000, 300,000 euro, 500,000, 1 million, no? And this means that you are doing some innovation. And after when we want to organize this event, and I said we have to speak not only about the deep tech in biotechnology, but we must speak in the AI. And my very many colleagues of other company, of my group, say to me, Diego, it's difficult for me to speak. And one of these, go in the internet, discover a powerful motor that somebody discovered. He said to me, Diego, they spent 3 million euro for discover this, and after the company failed. But it's open. It's free of charge, so I can use. But we have only to say that we are using this motor, and with this motor, I ask to my and other colleagues that are developing a machine, automatic bounder for chemotherapy drugs, no, for prepare. It's a new machine, but I have a database. And he said to me, I want to ask query to this database in natural language. First application. No? And this was the first application that he developed in 6 months, 3 months. But using a powerful motor that was somewhere, yes. But last but not least, you must have curiosity. No? Curiosity and say, I want to do something, but I want to do, not tomorrow, today.
Okay, just ask ChatGPT, obviously, now, okay? I asked ChatGPT about a similar question that Diego answered. And the answer is very curious, okay? The question was, what about Italian small, medium companies, about artificial intelligence and so on? Okay, the answer is that, okay, should be a big opportunity, but there are some troubles. One of these is Italian companies, small companies, has their tradition of manufacturing, not with artificial intelligence. Then they have to change their mind. Okay, you have listed the similar things. And to be more courageous, to change their mindset. And so on. What I mean with this stupid example is that everything we are talking, there is some answer somewhere, okay? But the power that we have here is an experience, not a training of neural program, but the transmission, what we want to transmit to you, the passion that as an entrepreneur, as Diego had to start their company, and also to stay here instead to go to pension, okay, to inspire you, to introduce in your life, in your experience, in your startup also artificial intelligence. Is a big opportunity that you have. We hadn't in that time. When I started my first startup in 1988, from Synchrotron Trieste, okay, there is nothing about this. Really, we are 3 crazy people, young students, okay. I just not finished at that time my master in physics. We tried, okay, but what we have in that time, the first PC, okay, we tried to use it, and we used the mainframe of the university to make some application. Then the message from here, from Trieste, from this panel, I think is also this, okay, big opportunities with artificial intelligence, but the rest is to you, to your curiosity, to your challenge, to your inspiration and aspiration. Okay, and we have seen a lot of startups that are just starting, trying, something fails, something has success with 100, 200, 1 million, okay? And also, for this reason also, I talk for Diego. Diego created also a company to finance such kind of companies to grow, to put them together. Okay, and everything is starting from passion, from idea of a vision. Okay, then you have again this opportunity to listen this and to go home and okay, in your life now you have everybody of you are very young. Okay, you have opportunity to do something. You should have success or not a problem. Okay, I had some success sometimes, I failed some other times, but no problem. But for our system, for our future of Europe, that's the only way we have, and also with this message of also we need to do this faster. There's also a message from Eurobiohightech from yesterday, and also from Confindustria Assembly too. Everybody is now thinking that, okay, the things are changing very, very quickly. You have no time. We talked before also with Gianfranco Spezzotti. Okay, you are spending a lot of time in your company to do bureaucracy, papers, and so on, okay, process. But to do innovation, to be ready to develop something new, you have no time. And this is a problem, because also the AI changed everything in a very few time. I finish only with this. The number of publication, the key publication of artificial intelligence, okay, 10 years ago was 1 per year. Now it's changing, there is 1 per month. But really are changing completely. Also ChatGPT is changing every few months. Okay, then everybody, we have to run.
Okay, Spezzotti, in what areas do you collaborate with the Trieste Scientific Research System? And no, this is the only question.
This is a very good question, because we met Diego and the beginning of the net, and I have to say that Diego has a very important role in putting together the single stakeholder of this environment. This local environment is really unique, because we have hospitals, we have really the reality of Trieste Research Institution is unique in Italy. And so also the advantage is that the region is not so big, so it's possible to know each other, to work in a coordinated way, and this is a very important aspect. I would say that we enter in this environment with Diego around 8 years ago, probably something like that. I don't remember exactly, but thanks to this first meeting, matchmaking events, we were developing our business absolutely without connection with the research institution. And then we discovered that thanks to this institution that we knew just for this action that was done, we start immediately to work with 3-4 institutions. So one was Elettra Synchrotron, that helped us to develop one system, that is the one using artificial intelligence now. We worked with the CNR IOM, Center of National Research, also in Basovizza. We work with the ECGB also to develop a biological test. And of course, we work with CISA, especially in the last period, very, very strongly with them. So we basically we are using not all, but a large part of the research institution of the area. And I must say that our capacity and our know-how was dramatically boosted by that. The time ago, the only know-how was an internal know-how. And you know, internal know-how is something that remains the same. If you cannot enter big scientists from outside, but it's not so easy. So being in contact with this research institution was very important, because this was also the time in which research met the industry. So they were closer. Years ago, research was over the clouds and the company was in the market. With this progress we did in the science, the needs were closer, the arguments were closer, so we start really to find a way to discuss, to work, and to interact with all these institutions. And this, for example, in our company, thanks to this cooperation, I think we have a triple number of products than in the past. And we started with completely new field that without this research institution was impossible. So this is, and another point that I would say, coming to Stefano's arguments before, is that I see that artificial intelligence is a very important opportunity for startup, and especially for application in the research and in the concept formation of the product, because it's where you can apply new things, new strategies. This is probably more for startup than for consolidated company, because as I said several times, our companies are blocked by regulation. So it's not coming also to what Stefano said, TRL 4, 5, 6, but at the moment, the point is not to have a product ready to the market. The point is as certification, accreditation, distribution channels, and this makes just a speciality of the company. So the big company is just handling that part. The innovation, the development of new products is boosted by small innovative enterprises. And in that area, I think also young people, young researchers can really, with the power of the artificial intelligence, they can really develop something that big company can purchase then, or you can have acquisition, fusion, participation, licensing, but I see that this is a very important opportunity for born-in company, for new company, because now the biggest contribution in the research belongs from this range of company. The big companies, the leader market in our are banks, are financial institution more than a healthcare company at the end. So now the innovation is more in the early stage of the life of the product.
Malaspina, there is a problem of governance, European governance, to manage the economic activity about intelligence, artificial intelligence.
It could be. It could be. That's the companies, and especially the Italian companies, are strength in between many laws, many procedures, many processes, many licenses, dues, and it is an element and also a vulnerability, surely in focus of competence, but also especially with other competitors. But Italy in the last 10 years open to an approach more focused with the Europe guidelines and the Europe lesson to give more opportunity to strategy, to growth, and to develop economic projects, especially if they prospect innovative solutions. There are a possible solution that that I would share with you. Trieste is a privileged meeting point between excellence in academic realities, SISSA, obvious, but University of Trieste, the cluster, and many companies that here developed very strong opportunity. So you're welcome.
Thank you.
Comments about startup. Sometimes I propose this, okay, I see startup as a commodity. What's a commodity? Coffee is a commodity, okay? Then consider a startup coffee. Then you start to plant him. You have to challenge the ground where the plant lives, okay? Then to give water, okay? They need sun. Then you have a lot of accelerator around Europe, also here in our region, okay, to help this startup. Then, okay, they grow, they take the coffee, then, okay, you pick up really the part you need of the coffee, and you roast him, okay, you send around the world, you move the coffee around the world. You drink your coffee coming from India against from Brazil. Okay, startup are the similar one. Okay, many actors try to start them. Okay, to help. Then, in my opinion, they have to move around to become bigger, to be roasted. Okay, then contaminated with other things. Then it's really a movement, and this is the vision that we also try to have, to give them the opportunity to exchange the startup also from SISSA come very interesting startup. Now they are going around the world, and also from the other parts, also from the part of a group of Diego. Then, okay, many of them are started from young people, and there is a system around them. But our approach is an open approach. We don't want to take them here closed. We need to open and to have contact with medium and big companies, because the big medium companies take technology from them. They have no, it's to develop a new product from scratch for a big company, for a big pharma, is a risky progress. A risky process, and it's take a lot of time. It's better to buy, okay, a startup, just make some phase one, okay, of their products, and okay, then continue to grow. Okay, also here in Trieste there is a part of this process, and also in last times we have seen a lot of artificial intelligence entering such kind of startup, giving them some more opportunities to have success with their products.
Grazie, passo la parola a Bravar per un ragionamento finale.
So thank you. So first of all, here imagine that we are in 50. No, you are 50. In Trieste we have 10,000 researchers. So 10,000 researchers in this moment that we have, only 1% in the last years start a startup. So in this moment we have in Trieste 100 startups. Okay. In Switzerland, 10% of researchers are promoting a startup. So our economy could change, territorial economy. Your economy of your territory could change with the startup, because every startup has 3 employees qualified in the startup. The 75% are graduate or with PhD. And so means that only startups, if we could have more startups, but we must have more researchers, but we have a lot of researchers, because here Italian government spend 300 million euro per year, every year, for the research institution of Trieste. So we cannot say that Italian government or Europe is not helping us. So, but what we need? Courage. The young people need courage to take a risk, because startup is a risk. When I started saying every company, startup is a company, must be able to produce revenue. If the costs are superior to the revenue, you could have a problem. So normally you say, no, I don't want to start this startup, first. Second, if in Europe, we are not so courageous, I want to say, because in the last 50 years, Draghi, in the last report say, no one company in ICT has more than 100 billion euro. No one. In USA, 6 companies has a revenue more than this. So, in other words, results, the national product per inhabitant of USA in the last 5 years growth of 40%, Europe decreased 30%, China remained more or less in the same level. So what we are discussing today is not a technology, it's something that could change our life. So this is the point. But for changing something, what we are discussing is not only necessary that in one territory, in different in the territory where you live, start, for example, with 100 people, one startup, no? More or less. But, so 100, one startup. But we need that the company of the territory say to this startup, listen, we have to work together. Small company especially, but after the large company. And the institution, research institution, as universities must say to this startup, to this company, I receive money from the state, because we have to remember that university are not, there is a lot of bureaucracy in the state, there is a lot of bureaucracy in the region, and a lot of bureaucracy in the company. in the large company, not in the small company, no? Because the small company must to solve the problem daily. So bureaucracy doesn't exist in the but it's normal that when you are growing to the level of a region or a state of Europe, we must have a bureaucracy. Bureaucracy is necessary. It's necessary for the rules, because we have to maintain some rules, for example, the freedom. That's important. So, what I want to say is that we are living one complex environment, all of us, but we can change this complex environment with our courage. So this is our generosity, our determination, enthusiasm. So I would, a summary, so this small meeting that summarizes another small meeting. Again, this other meeting that we are organizing now for 8 years.
Yeah,
this was the, yes, more or less. It's not organized from the region, from the public, no, from the company. The small company that say, I put 1,000 euro, that for a company is a lot, a small, or 500 euro, because I want that we meet together and we try to understand what's happening around us. So a network of small companies started for 8 years this Eurobiohightech. Not the state, not the region, not the public body, not the university, but the university are organizing Trieste Next. And what is Trieste Next? It's important. Here we are in Trieste Next, and the public body, not only university. Trieste Next is science to citizen. We are organizing meeting that explain the problem of science to business. Okay? And so everyone in this territory is doing what is better for them. For universities, we want to give communication. The citizen must understand what we are doing, and we are saying the citizen, you, students, must understand that with the research we must promote innovation and economic development of one territory.
Thank you. We have 50 minutes for some question, if you want. There is some question. I've a question for you, if you want. Someone can reply me if you trust in ChatGPT. Someone want to? No, pare che non ci siano. Ok, bene. Thank you all for this appointment, for your hearing, and I thank for the relators. Okay, thank you.